Here we are, cruising along on the ocean. Stranded. Alright, hello and welcome to another day in the beautiful South Pacific. And welcome to my Stranded Deep farming tutorial. I've been playing for a little while and I've noticed that there are a number of folks in their videos that aren't quite sure how farming works, and so I thought I would take a moment just to walk through that. As you can see, I've been playing for a little while and have some of the essentials set up and I'm ready to go. In order to get started here, first thing we're going to need to do is to create a hoe. And if we look in the crafting menu, we'll see that under farming, you can't do much until you have a hoe built. So let's go to the tools menu. And for a hoe, we're going to need 2 sticks, 1 stone tool, and 2 lashings. So I've got sticks here, I've got some fibrous leaves to make lashings, and a rock to make a stone tool. Of course, I've got plenty over there, but just to illustrate the point, if you don't know how to make a lashing, you're going to need 4 fibrous plants, and then you can go ahead and craft that. Alright, I'll get that out of the way. And then if you're going to make a stone tool, you're going to need 2 rocks. We'll go ahead and craft that stone tool. I'll get that out of the way. And now we should have what we need to create a hoe. We'll craft that. I'll put that right there. And I'll get these other items out of the way. Alright, so now that we've got the hoe ready, what we need to do is pick it up and equip it. And we'll select a plot. I'm going to put mine over here. And I'll explain what that's for in just a minute. Alright, so I'm going to put a couple plots here. Just leave myself plenty of room if I want to make more in the future. So if we make sure our hoe is equipped, and then go to the farming menu. Now you'll see the plots is enabled, and you have some options here: a wood farming plot, a plank farming plot, or a corrugated farming plot. I've got supplies to make either, but I'm saving these for construction, so I'm going to go with the wood farming plot because all those are plentiful. Okay, and then we're just going to have to make our way to a spot where we want to start growing. So I'm going to go here, and all you have to do is press the use button on the hoe, and there's your plot. Pretty simple. Now, you really can't do anything with the hoe. If you try to click with the mouse, it does nothing. If you try to interact, it does nothing. So this is where a lot of people get frustrated. Actually, what you were going to want to do is either use the Quwawa fruit from a tree that looks like that, or you can also use, if I can find what, there he is, a Kura fruit on the Kura plant, which looks like that. Now, I'm not going to use either of those, honestly, because that would be a waste of resources. The neat thing about the farming is you can actually use the spoiled, in this case the spoiled Kura fruit, so it's really spoiled. And all you have to do is go over to your plot, hold the E key to interact, and there we have a Kura plant. Now, you'll notice that there are now 5 little water droplets, and we need to keep these from going down to 0. So the trick here is to make sure that you have water available to water, and it might be a little confusing, but the 5 droplets here are not the same as the 5 droplets there. 1 water bucket droplet will actually translate into 5 of these farming plot droplets. And like I said, you want to keep that from getting down to 0. At least as it stands right now, this is pretty efficient because you'll get 1 fruit per drop of water, which will result in 1 water and 1 fruit. So you'll have a steady stream of food, but you'll be neutral on water. You'll take 1 drop of water to get, 1 line of water on your watch here. So you will need to deal with that. One of the things I like to do with farming is actually to go ahead and craft solar still and put it near my farm. So I'll put this in between this plot and the next one I'm going to build. Okay, so again, on the crafting menu for a water still, all you need, solar still, which is a basic solar freshwater still. It's slow but sustainable. You need 4 rocks, a tarp, and a bucket. I'm in the wrong spot. So I need to get a little closer to my buckets, which are over here. So solar still, 4 rocks, a tarp, and a bucket. We'll go ahead and craft that. We'll move this over here. And now we'll have a supply of water. This is going to take a little while to grow, so we'll come back after it's had a chance to get a little bigger, and you'll see how we can water it and harvest it. All right, we're back, and you can see how these are starting to decrease. You're not seeing much growth yet. Same thing here. This is down by 2 droplets. The plant really hasn't gotten any bigger. And with the latest release, 0.14, weather is back, and so it's raining, which has been absent from the game for a little while, so we'll see if that has any effect. Oh, yes it does. So the rain has refilled our farming plots, and that will definitely help. All right, we'll check back in a little bit. Okay, and here we can see the plant is getting a little bit bigger. This is still day 2 since planting this plant, so we'll see how it develops. All right, and just to close this out and show you how the farming works, we now see that we've got 2 full-grown trees. This is about the end of day 3. We're down only 3 droplets of water on each because it's rained a few times. But just to show you how that works, if you go ahead and grab a bucket, you can grab the water you need from your still, just interact with it, grab 1 that shows you, and then again interact with the farming plot, and the water's been filled. Okay, same thing here, grab 1, and now I can fill that up. You want to wait until it's almost done so you're not wasting water, but in this case, just to demonstrate, you can then collect your fruit and you can enjoy a nice snack. Alright, I hope you've enjoyed this instructional video on how to farm in Stranded Deep. If you'd like to see more, please like and subscribe. Thank you.